Welcome to the Faith Heart and Homestead, and good morning. I wanted to take a little bit of time here to talk about a Facebook post that was put up a little while ago, a few days. This is going to be my breakdown of what was posted. I don't know the person who made this post personally, but I do know them by reputation, and I take this information as being reliable. And so this is I don't want to say analysis, but this is my take on what they posted. This is about the livestock auction down in Vanderhoof, BC, a few days ago. This is where farmers take their cows, cow-calf pairs, heifers, calves, steers, deliver them down to the yard, and they typically get bought up by big producers down in Alberta to go on to feedlots, and they get added into the food supply. So the farmer arrived at the auction yard with their trailer of cow-calf pairs to be unloaded, and there was a lineup of trailers waiting to be unloaded. While they were waiting to unload, they had four cattle liners, which are the big transport trucks, showed up with loads of cows to be added into the auction. Staff reported that they had 2,300 head coming in for sale the next day. In a typical spring auction at the Vanderhoof auction yard, they have around 500. Conversations with some of the farmers on staff there on site reported that they were out of feed. One of the farmers had only 5 bales of hay left in their barn to feed their livestock, so they had no option but to bring these animals in for auction. The ability to find feed has been very difficult. Hay might be available from out of province, but it's very expensive, and you have to pay delivery to bring this hay in. When you consider that fuel costs are up over 50% from last year, you can only imagine what the added delivery costs are going to be to bring a load of hay 1,200 kilometers to feed your stock. Pasturing has been delayed this year due to a very long and cold spring. Anybody who lives in this area will attest to how cold and cloudy and everything that it has been. Most ranchers aim to have their stock put out to pasture by May long weekend, which is this weekend right now, but many cannot. We are able to pasture our relatively small sheep flock because, well, we're fairly small, and so we have enough grass for them, but we were looking ahead. We bought an extra 12 bales in the middle of winter. We reserved from the farmer that we buy our hay from, and we were able to get it, and that has really helped us out because we've used over half of the extra bales that we bought. Fuel costs being what they are, one farmer has reported that his tanks typically cost $2,800 to fill them last year. This year it cost $4,700 to fill those tanks. So feed costs are way up. Fuel costs are way up. Fertilizer costs are way up. And if you're going to be growing your own feed, seed is gone way up. Everybody's bottom line is getting higher. Many of these farmers who showed up at this auction are selling off their future, and that's why this situation down at the auction yard is more serious than many people might think. When you have that much extra stock showing up at an auction, and you consider 2,300 versus 500, that's over 200% more animals showing up to be bought by the same amount of buyers. So when supply increases that much, you can guarantee that the selling prices are going to be lower. So the addition of all these extra animals into the supply, it may result in lower prices in the short term of beef in the grand scheme, but with the farmers selling off their future today in order to survive today, you've got to know that next year or next season there's going to be less to go around. Farming, as I'm sure all farmers out there can attest to, is that farming is just not a huge money maker even when things are going well. When your supply goes down, prices will invariably go up, and you can count on things being more expensive in the future if it's even available at all. The pressures are hitting the farming industry from all sides. As your costs go up, your output costs go down due to increased supply. You throw in the climate fluctuations that we've been facing over the past couple of years, thinking back to the heat dome that we faced last year, flooding conditions that we faced last year, and now this long cold spring delaying the growing seasons, and not even to mention the geopolitical instability like we haven't seen in perhaps a generation or more around the world, and things are going to be very difficult in the upcoming year. So what can we all do? Well, there's not really a whole heck of a lot that the farmers can do other than just do what we can to survive. But the customer base, I would encourage people to reach out to your local farmers and try to see what you can do to purchase your meat or whatever products that you might be available from a local farmer. Our local costs are pretty good, and you're going to wind up with a better product in the long run as well. If you have concerns about your ability to pay for, an entire side of a beef is, the costs are going to be quite high from the initial output, but you're probably going to save money in the long term, and you will increase the stability of your future food. Try to make a deal to pay for your food in installments if you can. Arrange to share a side or a whole animal with friends or family. And we may be getting to a point, honestly, where bartering for your food may be possible or practical, as it hasn't been in a long time. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on farms, and farmers are not able to do all of it themselves. I can definitely attest to that with what I have to do here, so that may be something you could do. The bottom line is that things are not going well, and we're coming to a point where we may be in a position where we're going to lose and nobody wins. So this is a very serious situation. I am sure that auction yards around the country, definitely around the province, are going to be, you're going to see similar situations showing up. So this is something that we all need to take very seriously, and as we keep in mind our food stability for the future. So keep this in mind and do what you can to reach out to your small farmers. I've heard it said that the small farmers in a local area should be able to supply the local area if everybody works together and stays together, and I do truly believe that. So I think it may be time that we all start to do that. So hit me up in the comment section if I've missed anything, or if you think I'm out to lunch. It could be possible, but I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is time for us all to pull together and do what we can on a local level to increase the stability of our food supply. So God bless you from the Faith, Heart, and Homestead, and have a good day today.